Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride and burn, feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me before it vanishes like a wave. Get on the rock, get up the burn, stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high, right fist, that's what this made to start with. You haven't heard it, girl. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big fast Sonic, that's my heartbeat in you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Dungeonbowl week number 3, and it's a doubleheader tonight. We've got a lot of Monday night Blood Bowl doubleheaders, and I am all for it. I'm in the second game, but we're not there yet. Oh, Doug the Minotaur with the sub. yes indeed, thank you so much for the sub. Play Blood Bowl longer. Thank you very, very much. Tonight, the first game we have up, speaking of Doug the Minotaur, we've got the Blood Isles Thanes versus the Dinnerbell Darlings, Duke Lamorne versus Doug the Minotaur, Necro versus Dwarves tonight in this first game of the doubleheader. This is going to be a really good one. Let's take a look at the standings before we eat up 25 minutes. We'll figure it out. In Division A, currently in first place is El Numerito's Masters of MAML, a Dark Elf team. 2-0-1 is their record. In second place, the Dinnerbell Darlings, Doug the Minotaur's team. He'll be up tonight, a Dwarven team, 2-0-0, undefeated in this competition. He's looking to go 3-0-0 tonight. The Arendelle Icebreakers, coached by Chime, a Norse team, in third place, 2-0-1 is their record. The Blood Isle Thanes, a Necro team, they are in fifth place currently, coached by newcomer Duke Lamorne. He is 1-0-1 this evening. He's trying to maybe, just maybe, make it up to perhaps even first place with a win tonight. And in Division B, our second match today is going to be in Division B. In first place, oh Lord, is Clypheus's team, a Halfling team, apropos of Nuffle. 2-1-0 is their record after their week 3 matchup. The Friendly Neighbor Kaiju are going to be up tonight. They're in second place, coached by Merrick, a Lizard team, 2-0-0, undefeated so far in this competition. And they'll be up against the third place team, my team, the Dead Presidents, an Undead team. 1-1-0 is our record this evening. SB Beaver says, the Undead really need to ensure they lose so the Halflings are not in the lead. No. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna try our best. We might still very much lose. I gotta tell you. So if you're unfamiliar with how the league works, the format of the competition of there's 3 open competitions in a season, and the format of any given competition, other than the Blood Bowl, of course, is determined by the number of entrants. And after a certain minimum number, it becomes a divisional game, divisional competition. In the spirit of fairness and competition, those divisions are chosen at random. There's 3 different sets that are determined at random, and all the coaches get to blindly vote on which one they prefer. I did not pick this matchup. I did not pick this division. I did not want to go up against 2 lizards and a chorf team. But here I am. So I've got my first one this week. We'll see how it goes. But enough about me. Currently, we're talking about Division A, and first up is going to be the Blood Isles Thanes, coached by Duke Lamorne. This is his first competition in the league. Welcome to the league. He has a TV of 1070 coming to tonight's game. He's going to have 12-player roster coming into the game this evening. He has 1 werewolf, 1 ghoul, 2 whites, 2 flesh golems, and everybody else is a zombie. SB Beaver says, I really wanted 2 halflings on an ogre team until I saw how murderous they were. Look, I think ogres are terrible. I think halflings are not great either, but I do think halflings, I've said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying this, but halflings are better than people give them credit for. And I'm glad we have some coaches playing some halfling teams, so that, it's one thing for me to say it, but it's another thing to see it, to witness it, and it's another thing to experience it firsthand, right? Like, they're better than people give them credit for. They're still not great, but don't sleep on them. Most coaches will look at the AV6 and go, "Ha, AV6, I win," and then there's a 1-turn touchdown. You've really got to be careful of the halfling fling. Ogres, you just need to wait for them to fail a roll. All right, this Necro team, the Werewolf Monster Grendel, the number 3 Werewolf level 1. Werewolves on a Necro team come with Claw and Frenzy. They are really great positionals. In fact, Necro teams aren't really defined by any one positional. They have a pretty solid roster all together. You can see the whites are the blitzers. 6-3-3-8 is their stat line. They come with block. Everybody on this roster has regen except for the ghouls, of course. The ghouls with that really high speed of 7. They are fragile at an AV of 7, but they come with the dodge skill. The 2 flesh golems have a strength of 4. They come with mighty blow. They have thick skulls, of course. And Furbolg, the number 6 flesh golem, he's level 2. He has the block skill as well. 3 players with block. And of course you have the werewolf. This is a fresh team, so he doesn't really have a lot of skill ups, but that means he's going to get a lot of money in the inducement phase this evening, and we'll see how he might leverage that. There's a number of ways he could go. I have my suspicions, though. 3 TRRs, 1 fan factor, 1 necro, being whenever you have a team that has the regen ability here, you are not allowed to bring an apothecary. Instead, you get a necromancer. That's how regen works. It also allows you to resurrect players, opposing players from the dead. So that might happen as well. He's going to be up against the Dinnerbell. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be sick. He's up against the Dinnerbell Darlings. Before the match started, I made a mistake. I compared the TVs here, and I'm like, 400K is a lot. Nearly 500K? That's a lot. 490K in petty cash going back to the Blood Isles Thanes. Is it the Blood Isles Thanes or Tanes? I'm gonna go with Thanes. I feel it's the title. So we're gonna go with Thanes. Oh, Kevin Bacon, look at that. He is level 6. I believe he is the highest level player we've ever had in the league. Kevin Bacon. He has a strength of 4. He's got block. He comes with sure hands. He has tackle. He has fend. He has strip ball. Guac Holiday, the level 3 runner. He has block and dodge. He's a blodger. You have the Coleslawer, the Troll Slayer, who has frenzy and dauntless. 2 blitzers, one of which is a level 3. He's picked up guard and mighty blow. And then all the Longbeards. Look at this. Look at this. All the Longbeards. Guard, 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 as far as the eye can see. And 2 players with stand firm. I think that's a great pickup as well. He just has the 2 team rerolls. He has the 1 apothecary and a massive 13 fan factor. What is the difference in fan factor here? So naturally, Duke Lamorne wasn't gonna. I mean, you might. Some coaches do put money in a fan factor when they build their team, but generally, you're gonna start with 1. 12. That's gonna guarantee. That's gonna guarantee the fame advantage to the Dinnerbell Darlings. So let's see. He has 12. 7v12. All right. So he's gonna get at least a +1. Oh boy. So this is a leveled up TV 1500-ish Dwarven team. He's got 150K in the bank. How do the 2 teams play against each other? Well, dwarves are very strong and fairly straightforward in my opinion. They are very bashy, very resilient, and very slow. They're just going to slowly plod down the pitch. You're not going to see a passing game with this team. Not that we haven't seen a passing game in the past, but generally speaking, this is a running team. They're going to run their cage down pitch. They're going to bash, and try to get in that end zone before 8 turns are up. On defense, they're going to have to play a little more... it's a little tricky against a Necro team because the Necro team has the speed advantage. So we'll probably see Doug the Minotaur try to screen out the Necro team just to stop that werewolf or that ghoul from getting by his defense. He'll continue to try to bash as well as he can, but he doesn't want all of his players to get tied up so that a player gets by him. Because a Dwarven team is so slow, if one of these faster players gets by them and Kevin Bacon or Guac Holiday aren't there to really catch, they might not be able to catch the offense at all. So he'll try to keep some players free, and you'll see him reposition them turn after turn to be ready to bear down on a commitment by the offense. So there'll be a little bit of a dance there while the Dinnerbell Darlings are on defense. Oh me, oh my. So a Necro team, as I said before, a Necro team is pretty solid as well, and they have really great positionals. So they have the 2 Flesh Golems with Stand Firm. They have the Werewolf, who's super fast with Frenzy and Claw. Claw treats everybody's AV as if it were a 7. He has the 2 blockers, of course, and lots of regen. Those Flesh Golems are going to hold down the fort, right? With Stand Firm, they can just stay put. So on defense against a Dwarven team, this can be very powerful because generally speaking, the dwarves are very slow and they don't pass. So you just want to stay in front of them. And you have 2 strength 4 players with Stand Firm. They can stay in front of you, right? Stand Firm means that if they get pushed on a block, they don't actually have to be pushed. They can stay right where they are. This can be very, very strong. But remember, Doug the Minotaur, look at this. Look at this. He's got the Coleslaw. He's got Dauntless. So he'll be looking to try to get those 2-die blocks and trying to shove players away and push them aside so that he can continue moving forward each turn. He only has the 1 Troll Slayer. The Troll Slayer, also with an AV of 8, makes him a target compared to all these players at AV of 9. So he'll have to be a little careful with that. Because he's a Frenzy player, he'll be throwing more block dice, which is good, provided that he's set up the block in such a way that he won't go uphill. But remember, he has to follow up. So he has to be careful of that Troll Slayer being pulled out of position. And if he is, you can bet that Duke Lamortonite is going to pop this Troll Slayer in the nose a few times and try to remove him from the pitch. Necro teams also have the zombie as their lineman. I love zombies. They're some of my favorite linemen. They're not very fast, but a strength of 3 and an AV of 8 is not bad. Plus regen? Let's go. 40k means you can have a number of them on your roster. Being linemen, of course, you can have plenty of them, but really the point is they're super cheap. So you can just have a bunch, and not only are they cheap, you can get some for free through your Necromancer. They're great for marking players. They're great for getting in the way. They're great for fouling. They're just really marvelous linemen, I think. Their only real negative is that they're slow and they're AG2. So with an AG of 2, they can't really dodge away. So they're easy to mark back. But generally speaking, you're throwing them on the line, you're tying up players with them, and you're using them to try to cut some pitch away to your advantage. Man, it's hard to know how Duke Lamorne's going to play this team. This will be his first time on stream. We don't know how he plays, but you can bet he's going to try to leverage this werewolf. He wants that claw to bring all this AG on the opposing team down to 7, but he's got to be careful with Frenzy. If he has an opportunity to surf players, he'll absolutely take it. It's a lot easier to surf players with a Frenzy player who's MA8 because you can move the player into position and then go for the 2 blocks for the surf. But he's got to be careful because, again, he only has the 1 werewolf. He can field 2. He only has 1. And just like we talked about the Troll Slayer on the Dwarven side, on the Necro side, you can bet that werewolf's going to be a target as well. AV8 is not bad. It's average. but it's such a high dollar player and such an important piece on this roster that if he's out of position, Doug the Minotaur is going to go after him 100%. Same goes for the Ghoul, and that's simply because the Ghoul, the second fastest piece on the roster, and AV7 is brittle. I think the Blitzers tonight, honestly, I think the Blitzers are going to be the stars of the show. We talked about the Werewolf with Claw and Frenzy, really strong. We talked about the Troll Slayer with Frenzy as well. Frenzy's also good for pulling players out of position, but I honestly think it's going to come down to the Blitzers. Doug the Minotaur, basically everyone's a Blitzer, but it's going to come down to the players with block. The block skill is going to... Duke Lamorne's going to have to use his players with the block skill strategically because he's up against a team where literally every player has the block skill, right? So he's got to use his players with block to his advantage. He's got to be very careful of taking the blocks against the Dinnerbell Darlings. He might have to decide sometimes a mark is better than a block. He might even have to decide, I don't want to mark at all. I'm just going to exert tackle zones in front of you just to avoid rolling those dice. A two-die block against a player with the block skill when you don't have it is a little scary. It is a little scary. And a one-die block is super scary. So he's really got to be mindful of this and leverage his block players in a very smart way. Doug the Minotaur tonight, he's just got to get over his speed disadvantage. He's undefeated so far. He obviously knows how to play the team, but they're very slow, and he's just got to keep that cage moving. He's got to look for the holes, open up the holes. He'll use the Troll Slayer almost certainly to try to open up those holes. Remember, General So, the level 3 Blitzer, number 6, has Mighty Blow as well. That is scary. That gives him a +1 on his armor or his injury rolls. The two Longbeards have picked up Stand Firm, and this might be a problem for the Necro team. So the Longbeards with Stand Firm, they can stay in place. And what he can do with these players is he can take these players, position them in such a way that maybe that's the block you want to take. You want to go after these number 9 or number 10. You go ahead and you go after them, but you want to take the block because you want to open up a hole. Well, you only open up a hole if you push them out of the way, and Stand Firm can keep them right where they are and lock down the positioning. I don't know if we'll see the Longbeards on the cage per se, but I think we might see these Longbeards as he repositions. You'll watch a Dwarven team, or really any bashy team, they'll set up their cage and they'll set up some players to set up the next cage on the next turn. Those players are set up to chew away at the pitch, to control a part of the pitch so that on next turn they can get the ball into that pocket and advance the cage forward. I think he might use the Longbeards in this way to position them in such a way that he is going to eat away at maybe a wide zone and then be able to advance the ball forward and not have to worry about these Longbeards getting shoved out of the way. 2 rerolls is going to be a problem for the Dinnerbell Darlings. We might see Duke Lamorne try to play the reroll management game. He might try to force Doug the Minotaur to take some die rolls that maybe he doesn't want to take. That's always kind of a gambit. It's kind of tricky because, Doug the Minotaur understands what die rolls he wants to take. He understands what his opponent might be doing against them. But if he can get Doug the Minotaur down to 1 reroll or 0 rerolls, that's a huge advantage for the Thanes this evening. They have the 3 rerolls that they want to be at. Every reroll matters. It changes the odds on the dice just so significantly when you have a reroll in the bank. SB Beaver says a level 6 player has to be the highest this league has seen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Level 7 is the max. I hear Dwarf Runners love getting clawed. I hear that too. All right, so let's talk about this TD diff. So he's picking up 490k in petty cash. That's a huge amount of petty cash. So he could pick up. I was going to say, when I thought it was 400k. I was going to say he's probably not picking up Ramtut III. Now I'm not so sure. So Ramtut III's an option. This is a strength 6 mummy he could pick up. Duke Lamorne, that he could pick up. That's a lot of strength. He also has Mighty Blow and Wrestle. He has Break Tackle as well. Really solid player. I don't know if he's quite worth the 380k that he asks. But maybe Otherwise, you know what? I still think it's too much. I think he's going to pick up the star werewolf, Wilhelm Chaney. So Wilhelm Chaney is a werewolf that gets an extra point of strength. So he's at 4 strength, and all the other werewolf stats are the same. So he has 8 MA, 4 strength, 3 agility, 8 AV. That is solid. And on top of that, not only does he have regen and claw and frenzy, but he picks up wrestle and catch. He is a terrifying player. He's only 240k. I think that is a given. I think he absolutely picks up Wilhelm tonight. Then maybe he picks up a wizard. You know what? Let's pull out a calculator here. SPB versus a chef and a wizard. I don't think he picks up a chef, but maybe he does. Let's see. So he's got 490. Oh, what's he do? Let's see. So if he goes for Wilhelm Chaney, he has 250 left. He could pick up a wizard for 150k. Wizard's very strong in this version of the game. Fireball is great when you have a lot of players grouped up. Otherwise, Lightning Bolt is the way to go to take out a ball carrier. 100k left. I mean, maybe a bribe. Honestly, maybe you get a bribe. I think I'd take Wilhelm as my star player. I think I'd take a wizard, and then I think I'd take a bribe. He could pick up Satek, another strength 4 player. He has strip ball, break tackle, and juggernaut. And it's another block player, more importantly. Oh, it's such a tough call because he's got such a deficiency of block. He might want to pick up another player with block. Oh, tough call. Yeah, so maybe he picks up Wilhelm Chaney and Satek. He could pick up those players that'll bring him up to 460, 30k left over. He'd lose it. Or he can pick up Wilhelm Chaney, a wizard, and a bribe and try to go for player advantage. Doug the Minotaur says, Wizards roll ones, though. SP Beaver says, I think Claw and Wilhelm would be useful. Yeah, so what's good about Wilhelm, I mean, obviously, I think Wilhelm's a great star player, but I think more importantly, it gets him his second werewolf. I think Necro teams want to have the 2 flesh golems, they want to have the 2 whites, they want to have the 2 werewolves, and it gets him that second werewolf. The strength 4, wrestle, and claw are just bonuses, and they're great bonuses, don't get me wrong. I think that's what he goes for. We'll see what he decides to do in the inducement phase. So you may have noticed, we're about 14 minutes past start time, and that's because the start time was delayed. It was delayed by about 15 minutes. Let's head over to Discord and see if the coaches are ready. Don't see anybody in Discord. That doesn't mean that they're not ready to go. So the game was scheduled for 9:30 EDT. It's going to start about 9:45 EDT, one of the coaches is running late. So I don't know who to call this game for. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm very excited to see how it plays because Necro teams, having that speed plus frenzy and claw versus, the dwarves who can never be removed and are very slow, but will beat you up all day. I mean, one thing we didn't even mention, we completely glossed over, was dwarf teams, what they level up, they want to get all this guard. And that's because they are so slow and because they're so bashy, they tend to stick together. They tend to want to stick together and get those assists. And guard's going to let them do just that. He's going to be trying to chuck 2 dice, perhaps even 3 dice if he can, as much as he can. And it's going to be a tricky proposition, I think, for the Necro team to decide how many blocks to give up to this team. It's very easy to give up blocks with a zombie, but you don't want to start losing players for no reason. So it's going to be a very, very tricky dance, I think. Well, with the few minutes we have remaining, I see one of the coaches in Discord already. With the few minutes we have remaining, why don't we touch a little bit on the second game in our doubleheader tonight? That's going to be the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju versus the Dead Presidents. So the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju, this is in Division B. And Doug the Minotaur, if you could let me know when you guys start, we'll head over to Cabal TV. Friendly Neighbor Kaiju coming in at 1430. The Dead President's coming in at 1360. So that's what's that? 70k that the Friendly Neighbor Kaiju are going to pick up. I don't know if they're going to do anything with that or not. They might. They have 150k in the bank. They'd have to dip into their treasury if they want to spend it. It's really the coach's call. I don't know if I would. I think as a Lizard team, if you lose a Saurus, you really, if you lose anybody, you want to replace them. So you'd like to have money in the treasury. But maybe he says, you know what? I don't want to waste 70k. Maybe I dip into it for 30k and pick up a bribe or pick up extra team training or something of that nature. But Lizard teams, I mean, they kind of do what it's kind of, I was going to say it's kind of clear what they do. They don't really have, I have the 70k? Well, I'm not spending that. I can tell you right now then. Great. Well, I'm not spending it. No inducements in that game. Friendly Neighbor Kaiju at 1430. They have the 6 Sauruses, the Crocs, and everybody else is a skink. The Sauruses all have a strength of 4. The Crocs has a strength of 5, has the Prehensile Tail and Mighty Blow as well. The Skinks all are stunty and come with dodge. He has lots of points on the Skinks, which is fine, but he really wants to level up these Sauruses to get the block skill on them. And you can see here, he's trying to do just that. He does have number 3 who's leveled up and picked up the block skill. Number 4 is close. Number 5 is close. Number 8 is close. He really wants to get block on the Sauruses ASAP. They become much, much better pieces when they have the blocks. The 5 Skinks, one has a strength of 3, one has AV of 4. The one with the AV of 4 has sprint. I'm sorry, is that sure feet? Yeah, it has sure feet. The other one has sprint. He has the number 12 skink, Baroth, who is a blodger with sidestep. I love that combo, by the way. Block, dodge, and sidestep, one of my favorite combos in the game, next to claw, pilot on, and mighty blow. And number 13 has picked up sprint as well. 3 rerolls, 1 oppo, and 6 fan factor. This is a team that is kind of 2 different halves, right? You've got the Sauruses, you've got all your high strength players who can't move, and you have all your low strength players who can move but are also very fragile. So it's all about using your Sauruses to protect the Skinks. And because the Skinks are so fast, and they have they're stunty and they have dodge, you only have to move them so far, right? You can see he has the number 10 Skink here, MA of 8 with sprint that brings him up to 11. So just 2 spaces over the line of scrimmage, he can score. That's very strong. But he's got to protect the Skinks because the Skinks only have an AV of 7 and they're stunty. So when they start to get removed, everybody else is AG1, so nobody else can handle the ball. So he has to protect the Skinks with the Sauruses, but the Sauruses can get marked and then they're not going anywhere. So he really has to make sure that when his Sauruses get based, whether he decides to base or whether the opponent bases them, that the Sauruses are where he wants them to be. And that can be tricky to do. But when you do it correctly, this is a really strong team and it can be really, really annoying for opponents to deal with. SB Beaver says a skink with claws, mighty blow, and piling on. It just isn't the same. J.R. Wilkes says AV7 seems like a lot. It sure does, doesn't it? when you're playing ogres. Doug the Minotaur says starting up. All right, very quickly we'll go over our team. The Dead President's coming in a TV of 13. Man, there we go. Dead President's coming in a TV of 1360. We have an 11-player roster for this evening. As we've talked about, we're not going to get anything in the inducement phase. We have 1 cheerleader, 1 coach assistant, 9 fan factor, 3 rerolls, and of course the Necro. That's right, 4 score, and well, 4 scores would be nice. 2 whites, 2 ghouls, 2 mummies. Everybody else is a zombie. We have a newcomer onto the roster. The number 1 white, Millard Fillmore, has joined the team. SB Beaver said you can get a babe at least. Yeah, I'll pick up something pointless. Yeah, a babe would be fine in case I lose a ghoul or something. Well, really, it's in case somebody gets KO'd. But you can see that in contrast, we have a lot of players with block. We're going to be trying to leverage that. I think, even though we're up against strength 4, I think the block skill really puts us in a good place where we want to start taking more blocks. We want to try to start knocking down players, try to start removing players, maybe even try fouling players. We have Harry Truman, who's the number 6 mummy, who has break tackle. That means he can move around easily. He gets to use his strength instead of his AG to move. John Adams, the number 5 mummy, has block, lots of block. We do have a couple of zombies with the tackle skill. We're going to try to leverage that against the skinks tonight. It might be difficult just because the zombies are so slow, but if we can mark a skink with tackle, tackle negates dodge, and that's what we want to do. We have 2 players with guard as well, 1 white and 1 mummy. The mummies tend to stay grouped together, and so guard can be very advantageous for 1 mummy to assist the other, or perhaps the mummy tends to be next to a zombie and you can lend the assist there. And then having a white with guard is very good as well, because that blitzer can go in, take the blitz, reposition, and now he's giving an assist to another block. All right, we filled airtime. All right, we're gonna head over to Cabal TV and see if this game has gotten underway. All right, here we go. I'm excited to see what Duke Lamorne's picked up here. I'm also excited to see him play. Blood Bowl is such a rich game. As we've said before, like, coaches can play in their own style. They can be creative. And it's always fun to see a new coach play their team their way. So he did pick up Ramtut. He decided to go for Ramtut. Did he get Wilhelm Chaney as well? He did not. So he picked up Ramtut the third. He decided to go for the high strength instead versus the mobility of Wilhelm. And it looks like he'll be setting up on defense. So the Blood Isle Thanes on defense. Let's see. What are the bets? Is Doug the Minotaur at Fame 1 or Fame 2? I'm going to say Fame 1. Hey, he's at Fame 1. The Blood Isle Thanes did pick up a bribe, so they got Ramtut the third and a bribe. Ramtut has break tackle, he has wrestle, he has mighty blow. He'll be trying to leverage that high strength and mighty blow to remove players from the pitch. So tough to get rid of these dwarves with their high AV and thick skulls. You can think of thick skull conceptually, broadly, as sort of the reverse of stunty. Stunty makes you easier to remove, among other things. Thick skull makes you harder to remove. Going with a flattened anchor, so to speak, here on defense. Remember, the Dinnerbell Darlings only have 2 rerolls. And the Blood Isle Thanes have a bribe. They kept Ramtut the third off the line. They want to keep him mobile and try to get him to where they want him to be. I think that's a fair call. 6-player line for the Dinnerbell Darlings. 2 ends in either wide zone. He has no center, but he's got the guards and the tackles. 1 back to receive. Neither team has a kicker, so they can get away with 1 receiver. If you have a kicker, you typically want to have, unless you're really fast, you want to have 2 receivers, because wherever you set up, the ball's just going to go as far away from you as possible. SB Beaver said it would be nice if it had the live games from the league page. It would be. It would be. All right, here's the kick to get this first game in tonight's doubleheader underway. Perfect defense. The Thanes get to reset their defense. We'll see if they do or not. They may try to mark down some of these ends. They might try to consolidate their line. They might try to pull their linebackers and their secondary back a bit. We'll see what he decides. 30 seconds has passed. He's deciding what to do here, if he wants to reset or not. If he resets, if he bases, he's going to be eating some blocks for sure. But he might want to lock down a player. So he's going to shift his line to the left, moves his whites over to the right, pulls one back into the secondary. Both are, in fact. Has this fancy little S-shaped defense. SB Beaver says, the team has too many levels when you cannot see all of their skills because they overlap. Oh, get out of town. Turn 1 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. The ball's going to scatter into the hands of Kevin Bacon. 2-die block to get things started will work out due to the block skill. That's the power of the block skill. When you have the block skill, you ignore your portion of the both down result. In other words, you don't get knocked down. 2-die block gets a push on Beckett, the number 10 zombie. He won't follow up here unless he's somehow going after Ramtut. Yeah, he'll stay put. Takes a mark on the trowel, the number 5 Flesh Golem. Remember, they have Stand Firm. Here's 2 marks. That's a 2-die block now. Probably coming from General So. He has Mighty Blow. Here it comes. 2-die blitz. He's got the knockdown. Stays put. Didn't break armor. Minute 20 left in turn 1 here for the Dinnerbell Darlings. They don't have to pick the ball up. And they're going to move forward to their own 6-yard line. You can see he's already got a protective pocket here for the ball carrier. And that's the turn. Turn 1 to the defense. Their first time up here in this game. Clear skies in this game. Neither team is really considered a passing team. So we probably won't see too many passes unless it's absolutely necessary. Passing, one of the riskiest actions you can do in Blood Bowl. And if you don't have high agility and or free rerolls in the form of pass or catch, then it's probably a risk you don't want to take if you can at all help it. Three-die blitz by Ramtut gets the POW on the Sunday Kid. He has Mighty Blow here. He's looking for a 10+. Rolled a 2. You will see Ramtut the Third follow up on almost every single block. That high strength means that he can tie up a whole slew, a whole gaggle of players, unless the Dauntless player, which is the Coleslawer, is coming into play. Here comes the foul. Didn't get anything out of the foul. Risky foul to take if he's not taking any other actions. He hasn't stood up Mary yet. 1 in 6 chance of failure. I think the foul's a good call. But, yeah. I see. He took the foul because he was going to dodge out Mary. Fair enough. Turn 2 back to the Darlings now. You can see the Thanes trying to pick off some dwarves here. They've got 1, perhaps even 2 encircled now. And now the Dinnerbell Darlings are going to try to rectify that here. They've got 3 assists on Ramtut right now. 2-die block on the trowel. They're going to push. It's going to be a chain push. Where are they going to decide to push him? Well, he has Stand Firm. They're going to push him nowhere. Takes the block on Richard the Foulheart. Tackle negates dodge. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. You have a chance to take a block on an AV7 player. You take it. Well done. He still has the 3 assists on Ramtut thanks to guard. One more assist and he can get a 2-die blitz on Ramtut if he prefers. Unless he's going to go full-on Dauntless mode. There's the assist. 4 assists now on Ramtut. Here's the blitz. 2-die, Mighty Blow blitz. He's going to get the knockdown. Can he get the 10+? Doesn't get it. Rolled a 6. If he had rolled a 9, he would have broke armor because he'd get the +1 on the armor roll, but then he wouldn't have it for his injury roll. Still has plenty of movement left to reposition General So. Moves him forward to take a mark on the trowel. Another really good thing about guard, I mean, you're getting the assist, sure, but this makes it so much easier to take marks. Just because your assists are not getting negated, it's so easy to just march a wall of players up to your opponent. Turn 2 to the Thanes. The ball on the Dinnerbell Darlings 4-yard line right now, in the hands of Kevin Bacon himself. Renowned actor, renowned Blood Bowl player. We're getting the turn started with a 2-die blitz by Furbolg on Butch Casserole. Gets the knockdown, does not break armor. Moves into Mark Queso Bill. It's now a 2-die block against Queso Bill. Gets a push. Long John Jingle Song, the number 7 zombie, will follow up and mark a bunch of zombies. A bunch of zombies, a bunch of dwarves. 2-die block. It's going to be a both standing result against Wyatt Burp. We got a good old-fashioned brawl at mid-pitch. Most of the players are based and tangled up in this fist fight. Two-die block on the Sunday Kid, gets a knockdown. Can he break armor? He cannot. AV9 is fairly resilient. There just aren't a whole lot of ways to roll 10 or higher on a 2d6. Going for the foul against Butch Casserole. Rolled a 3. Didn't break armor there. Had no assists on that armor break. Just like a block, you only get the assists if your assisting player is not marked. Shifts Master Grendel into position to get a 2-die block on Paul Funyon. That's going to be a turnover on the both down result. Doesn't spend the reroll. Good action order by Duke Lamorne here to maximize the number of 2-die blocks he took. Two-die block results in a push. Second 2-die block. This will result in a knockdown. Gets a stun against the number 10 white. Thane Robert I is stunned. And the people were sad. A Thane is somebody who holds land, right? .30 seconds have passed here in turn 3 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Still holding on to both of their rerolls. Deciding what to do here. They're trying to open up a hole. This defense has shut down forward movement. That's what you got to do against these dwarves. He still has the Troll Slayer open. If he finds a way to open up a hole, he'll try to give it a go. I don't see it. Maybe Doug the Minotaur does. He can't get the block on Ramtut the Third. He can't get the positive block on Ramtut the Third unless he pulls a player in and pull. Let's see, that would be 3, 4, 5. No, boy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. He can get a 1-die block on Ramtut the Third, but he does have the block skill that might be enough. I refuse to acknowledge that. Number 10 breaks armor against the zombie. Gets a stun on Fox, the number 8 zombie. Two-die blitz on a werewolf. Going after this werewolf. He's going to get the knockdown. Looking for a 9+ here. Doesn't get it. Takes the blitz with Kevin Bacon. Moves Kevin Bacon back to safety. Ball now in the right wide zone. Briefly crossed the line of scrimmage before retreating back to the Darlings' own half of the pitch. And you can see he's trying to carve out some space here on the right wide zone. Some space to move and trying to encircle the defense to prevent them from following. He's got space right here. He's trying to move Kevin Bacon down the right wide zone, but he can only do that if he can get that wall of protection to follow. Two-die block by the Flesh Golem results in a stun. Two-die block by Ramtut the Third. It's going to be a knockdown. Breaks armor. Gets another stun. This is a good stun here. We'll see if he can capitalize on this stun. Moves a ghoul into position to get an assist on Guac Holiday. He's the other runner on the team. He is a blodger. SB Beaver says these stuns are not cutting it for the fans. I think this is going to be a relatively low removal game. But what do I know? We've seen games where 6 Sauruses have been removed. 2 assists on Guac Holiday. Here comes the 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown. He'll have to follow up due to frenzy here, and I think he'll be fine with that. He wasn't fine with that. He tried to GFI away. He's not going to spend the reroll, and that's going to be a turnover. Turn 4, back to the Darlings now. They have an opportunity to move down the right side of the pitch. They'll have to get some lucky breaks here and then reposition. We'll see if he wants to commit this early or not. Being a Dwarven team, he does kind of have to move forward every turn. Or else each subsequent turn, he's going to have to move further and further. And they're just very slow. Currently 4 assists on Ramtut. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has 3 assists against the Trowel, the Flesh Golem. Lots of strength to chew through here. He might just try to reset and not commit down the right wide zone. He says, you know what? Too risky. Let's roll some more dice and see what happens. "45 seconds left in the turn for the Dinnerbell Darlings." He's really trying to make the decision here. Where does he go? Where can he keep the ball carrier safe? Does he stall out with just a quarter left to play? There's the Dauntless block on the trowel. He got the POW. That's one of the lucky blocks he needed. Well done. Shifts the Coleslaw back to the left side of the ball carrier. 15 seconds left in the turn. Oh, he went for it. This was the second lucky block he needed. Got a skull in the first roll. He went for the 1-die block. Re-rolled it. The Darlings are down to 1 re-roll. We talked about re-roll control. This is what Duke Lamore needs to do. Good positioning on his part to eat through a re-roll of the Darlings. Hank the Ranger says, would it be considered poor sportsmanship for the league to put out a bounty on Kevin Bacon? Ball's going to advance 1 space across the line of scrimmage. It's now on the Thane's 2-yard line over in the right wide zone. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Would it be considered poor sportsmanship? Maybe, but business is business, baby. You put out a bounty. Power of strength 6 here is, look where Remtut the Third is. Look at all these marks. He still has a 2-die block. Gets the knockdown here against Wyatt Burp. Looking for that 10+ with Mighty Blow. Didn't get it. Good knockdown, though. Defense in pretty good shape here. Shutting down this Dwarven running game. 2-die block results in a push, but this is against Butch Casserole, who also has stand firm. He's going to stay put. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz on Guac Holiday. Gets a push. It'll be a chain push. And it'll stop at the old stand firm. Decides not to use it. Well done. Stands up Monster Grendel to take a mark on Paul Funyon. And there's a second mark on Paul Funyon with Richard the Foulheart. Well done. Takes a 2-die block on Butch Casserole. This time gets a POW. Can he get a lucky break? He does not, but good knockdown. This defense absolutely shutting down this running game. Second quarter begins with the Darlings down to just 1 reroll. And really nowhere to hide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. We'll see what he tries to do here. Fails the Dauntless roll. Didn't need it. Rolled into double skulls. Final reroll spent by the Darlings. He'll get a knockdown here, thanks to the block skill. But now the Dinnerbell Darlings have no rerolls left for the half. Excellent job by Duke Lamorne and the Thanes here to burn through the Darlings' rerolls with these aggressive, but not willy-nilly, like very carefully considered marks. SB Beaver says, are we finally seeing how to stop Doug? We'll see. Doug the Minotaur. All that guard. He's going to take these marks and try to take some blocks. Gets a POW against Sir Wallace Widowmaker, the number 16 white. He's looking for a 9+. He's got it. Gets a stun. Clypheus, welcome to the stream. Blitz by Kevin Bacon. 2-die blitz on the Ghoul. Got a POW. Can he get the 8+? He can get it! Only got a stun out of it. Kevin, Clypheus, thank you for the bits. Kevin Bacon on the sideline. You may think to yourself, uh-oh, Kevin Bacon, no. But look at this. Look at all this guard. Look at all this guard. It's so hard to get after him. We'll see if the Thanes have a trick up their sleeve or not. It's turn 5 for the Thanes now. Still have all 3 of their rerolls. Had to stand up the trial here. Boy, I might have even... I don't know. No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. If the Flesh Golem was not marked by the Coleslaw and he wasn't down, maybe I go for the Blitz block to try to set up a Werewolf Surf, but no. Two-die block gets push here with Wyatt Burp. Or against Wyatt Burp, I should say. Two-die block against the soyest of Rogers. Long John Jingle Song is going to get the knockdown here. He breaks armor! Gets a stun. That's a good stun. One of the guard players down. Two-die block now on General So. Also gets a knockdown here. Can he get another 10+? Oh me, oh my. Is he going to do anything with Monster Grendel? That's what a tricky decision. I think Monster... Is he going to dodge away? Is he going to stay put? If he stays put, he's eating a block for sure. Good dodge. Yeah, well done. Absolutely flawless. Well done by Duke Lamorne. Took the dodge away to get the 2-die in a safe position. With Frenzy, he got to roll the dice again, got the knockdown, got the first removal of the game, and then moved the Werewolf back into the safety position. Excellent, excellent play by the Thanes. Takes a 1-die with Beckett, and now he's marking 2 dwarves. Turn 6 now for the Darlings with no rerolls remaining. Two-die block on the trowel, gets a push. I don't know if he stands firm here. Oh, he is going to stand firm. All right. Yeah, because he would have been pushed this way. That's fair. Two-die block can get the knockdown here. Clybius, thank you for the bits. I appreciate it. Yeah, so... Yeah, this is where he doesn't want to stand firm. When he was coming this direction, this way, if he didn't stand firm, he would have got to push this way. But now with the block coming this way, he does want to move and take a mark on the ball carrier. Two-die blitz. Oh, by Kevin Bacon gets the knockdown. He really wants to break armor, and he did. Excellent stun by Kevin Bacon. He's got 2 more spaces of movement. He's running. He sees daylight. Good positioning by Meal Deal, the number 7 blitzer, to get between Kevin Bacon and the rest of the defense. Two-die block on Beckett gets a pal here. This is going to free up Queso Bill. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe GFIs? No, that's fine. That is fine. 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a 2-die block on Furbolg too. That's super fine. Good dodge by Guac Holiday. Remember, he has the dodge skill, so even if he didn't roll a 6 there, he'd get a free reroll. 2 GFIs to get him into position to get a little more protection on Kevin Bacon. Good move by Doug the Minotaur. Risky play there. That was a GFI to a dodge GFI with no rerolls, but he did have the dodge skill. He'd be able to reroll the dodge, but not the GFIs. Turn 6 for the Blood Isle Thanes. 3-die block to start things off. They're going to get a knockdown on Wyatt Burp. Breaks armor, gets a stun. Back at center pitch. Beckett. Beckett's going to stand back up and take a mark on Butch Casserole. 2-die block on Queso. On Queso Bill gets the POW. He follows up. Stands up Richard the Foulheart. Will Doug the Minotaur. Oh. Tried to GFI to get a mark on the ball carrier. He's going to spend the reroll here. Failed the GFI. There's the mark. He knows Doug the Minotaur has no rerolls remaining. He's hoping for a bad roll. Gonna blitz Doug the Minotaur here. GFI 1-die blitz. He'll get a push out of this. Can't follow up to defend. Man, what a half this is. Extremely hard fought, extremely well fought. 2-die block on General So. Gets the knockdown. This frees up Long John, what's this dude's name? Yeah. Long John Jingle Song to take a mark on Kevin Bacon after the GFI. Really well done there. Turn 7 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. 2 turns remaining. They have no rerolls. Let's see. That would... boy. Boy. What a predicament. I think he's just going to have to dodge Kevin Bacon and hope for the best, but I don't think he can do anything better. Clivey says, attempt to dodge and score might be the best choice here. Yeah, no rerolls remaining. He can't break Kevin Bacon free with a blitz. I think he just needs to go for the dodge to score. We'll see. Here it is. There's the dodge. Unbelievable. Dinnerbell Darlings take the lead 1-0. Wow. Wow. Very good TD by the Dinnerbell Darlings. And what an excellent defense put up by the Blood Isles Thanes. Wow. Dinnerbell Darlings will be on defense for a turn here. They're setting up in an anchor position, or an anchor formation. We'll be back to 11v11 on the pitch. Clive, SV Beaver, thank you for the bits. He did indeed score. Hard fought. 2 turns for the Thanes to get on the board here. They will be on offense in the second half. Wouldn't it be a thing if he can get on the board here? You can see the Darlings doesn't want to risk it, so he's screening out this offense like we talked about in the pregame. He's going to take no chances here. Fastest player on the Thanes will be the Werewolf. It's got a maximum movement of 10 in a turn. There's 13 spaces from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. That means at the end of turn 7, he'll have to be at least 3 spaces down pitch. He'll have to be at the opposing 6-yard line. Ram Tut the third, hanging out on the left sideline. Dinnerbell Darlings do not have a kicker, so the ball's just gonna get kicked wherever. He might kick it a little deep. He doesn't want to get too risky with it and give up the die roll on the pickup. Blood Isle Thanes setting up heavy on the left side of the pitch. 2 turns to go in the half, unless there was a riot, and then there can be 1 turn less or 1 turn more. Hank the Ranger says, "Come on, sweltering heat." That would be fun. Here's the kick. Oh, wow. Doug the Minotaur will take that for sure. Turn 7 for the Thanes now. Gonna start off with the blitz. 2-die blitz on Butch Casserole. Got the pal here. He'll have... Oh, he didn't... Oh, he can't follow up due to stand firm. Yeah, he's got to get out of the way. So he'll move to Mark Wyatt Perp. Well done. Moves Sir Wallace Widowmaker down pitch. He's going to try to get this ball. It looks to about the 10-yard line. Maybe further. Maybe the 12-yard line. We'll see. Marking players so they can't follow. All right, he's going to go for the ball pickup with Thane Robert the First. Try the handoff to Monster Grendel. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's got Richard the Foulheart. Either one of them would be fine. There's no skills on either that would make the pickup any better. Oh, no handoff on the Werewolf. Failed the GFI. He'll spend the reroll here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here's the pickup with the Ghoul. No reroll. Good pickup. Is it a handoff? No. All right. It looks to be the turn. He's still got the white to move. 2 GFIs. Well done. To get Thane Roberts the First into position. Turn 8 for the Darlings now. Final turn of this first half. Can the Thanes get on the board? Can the Darlings stop them? Nuffle grace them with an extra reroll. Guac Holiday, the runner, he is free, as is Kevin Bacon. Everybody else too slow to get into the drive. Hank the Ranger says, is the white in scoring range? Yeah, he's MA6, so it's 1 GFI for the white. Thane's opting for maximum opportunities to score. Takes a 2-die block on Mary, the number 9 zombie, gets a push. Two-die block on Fawkes will be a knockdown due to the block skill. No, he gets a push. Why the push? Oh, wait, why the push? What am I missing? Hank the Ranger says it was smart not to make the handoff last turn with no reroll. Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know if the GFI was necessary though, where he had to spend the reroll. I think he would have been fine on the 12. One die block. Oh, gets a knockdown on Beckett. This is going to free up Meal Deal for something. Is he going to try to blitz with Meal Deal? No. No. There's no need to do that. He is going to try to blitz with Meal Deal. Here it is. GFIs to the 1-die blitz, gets a push. He has the reroll. He'll spend it. He doesn't spend the reroll. Gets a push, has a mark on the ghoul. Doesn't spend, well, oh, scary stuff. Is he saving the reroll for a GFI? 3 seconds left. Maybe he thought, you know what, I'll take a push rather than getting knocked down. Takes the 1-die into a both standing result. Oh, wow, what a dodge! What a dodge by Guac Holiday. That's what he was saving. No, he has a dodge skill. Don't know why he spent the reroll there. I think you might be right. He's just didn't want to risk the skull. Oh, didn't get the knockdown on Butch Casserole now either. So now it's looking like a passing game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can get a short pass out of it, but not without risk of interception. He's got the dodge skill with Richard the Foulheart. He'll get a free reroll on the dodge. Really wanted that knockdown on Butch Casserole. Didn't work out. Desperately looking for a way to make this as safe as possible. I don't see it. You can see the good dodge here to get into position. And now the ball carrier with the dodge he was looking for. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the best he can do. That's the best he can do. Oh, he's going to dodge. Oh. Does that make it a quick pass? Failed the pass. He has to spend the reroll here. Good pass. Good reception. It's 1 GFI to score now. He doesn't have a reroll. Can he make it happen? He can! Unbelievable! The Blood Isles Thanes tie the ball game up in turn 8. Holy smokes! What a touchdown! Absolutely well done in this first half. Holy moly. Next level stuff here. It'll be 11v11 on the pitch going into the second half. The Thanes now find themselves in the position of being on offense and have an opportunity to try to win this game. Tie ball game 1-1. SP Beaver, thank you for the bits. The Darlings are going to set up in an anchor formation. The Thanes putting Ramtip III in the center position. Looks like the Flesh Golems are going to be the tackles. Boopah said, very nice. In one half, he scored more against the Dwarves than I have in two full games. Currently a 6-man line by the Thanes. 2 in the left wide zone, right on the line of scrimmage. 1 in the right. He'll have 1 back to receive. It's going to be Richard the Foulheart. Richard the Foulheart, a good receiver, simply because he's fast and he has the dodge skill. Here's the kick. Oh, the Darlings are going to get a reroll. Neville says this game's not over yet. 3 rerolls apiece now. 2-die block to get things started here. Gets a push on the line. Two-die block by the trowel against the soyest of Rogers. Look at the knockdown. Looking for the 10+. Doesn't get it, but follows up. And now a 3-die block with Ramtut gets the POW against the biggest Ragu. Follows up, advances this line forward. He's going to take a mark against the Sunday Kid here by Fox. You can see the way he marked here. Instead of marking in the front, he decided to mark in the back. And what's good about this is he wants the ball to go in this direction. And so by taking this mark, he's cutting off the defense from the ball. Doing the same on the left side of the pitch as well. Advances Beckett down pitch. Anytime you can get behind your opponent, you're doing something right. Good pickup by Richard the Foulheart. He'll probably hang out on the sideline for the rest of this turn. Still has to action Monster Grendel, the werewolf. SB Beaver says, haven't we learned that dwarves are master dodgers? Werewolf's going to be in the left wide zone across the line of scrimmage now. Turn 9 for the Darlings. Don't forget, after this game, we have a second game this evening. It'll be Lizards versus Undead. SB Beaver said, did he not blitz? He did not. Takes a mark on both Fox and Sir Wallace Widowmaker over in the right wide zone. He's going to get a 2-die block on Fox, thanks to the guard skill of General So. Knocks down and follows up with Sunday Kid. Blue said, probably one in position over a GFI or a chance for removal of a dwarf. Yeah, I think he definitely wanted position. And because he's got the speed advantage and he's against such a slow team, he will try to stall it out as long as he can, but it's not imperative to stall it out like it is against, say, an Elven team. If he has an opportunity to score and there's no risk involved, or rather, if he has an opportunity to score, but the defense is bearing down on him, he'll score. He can do it even fairly quickly and feel pretty confident going into the next drive that he might come out on top just because the dwarves are so slow. You can see the Dinnerbell Darlings, it took them 8 turns to score in the first half. So long as the Thanes can get on the board, they will be in great shape to win. Dinnerbell Darlings, as we talked about in the pregame here, you can see he's trying to keep his defense available. He's not overcommitting. He's repositioning players. He doesn't want these high-speed players to get behind him. Takes a 1-die block on the line. Gets a POW against the trowel. He'll stand firm and stay put. And that'll be the turn. Turn 10 now for the Thanes. Two-die block by Ramtut the third. Gets a push. Man, I thought he'd go for Wilhelm, but Ramtut is putting in the work, I must say. Moves Thane Robert the first, the number 1 white, down the left sideline to the opposing 10-yard line. Doug the Minotaur trying to prevent him from setting up any semblance of a cage. Here's the blitz on Guac Holiday. 1-die blitz. It's going to be a dodge push. I imagine he'll follow up here. Yes, indeed. Another 1-die block against Guac Holiday. It's going to be a frenzy follow-up. Can he get the surf out of this? He can. Well done by the Thanes. 1-man player advantage for the Thanes. Great job identifying the surf there. Had to get through a 1-die block to start with. And he got it. Quack Holiday out for the drive. Ball's going to shift laterally. 3 spaces still in the left wide zone, still on the Thane's own 14-yard line. We'll see how Duke Lamorne is feeling about these 1-die. Apparently he was feeling pretty good. He went up against a block player, rolled into a skull. He says, all right, that's cool, and got stunned for his trouble. That'll be a turnover. Turn 10 now, back to the Darlings. Dinnerbell Darlings trying not to spread out too thin, but definitely trying to screen out this Necro team. You got a pal against Beckett. I'll follow up. Well, 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 Monster Grendel. Well, well, well. We'll see if, yeah, he's going to go for it. Here it is. 2-die surf attempt. It works out. I think that trade is in Doug the Minotaur's favor. Now that werewolf off the pitch. 10v10 on the pitch now. And he successfully picked off Thane Robert the First. 2-die block over in the right wide zone. Gets a pow on Fawkes. Breaks armor. Gets an injury. Well done. 1-man player advantage now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Regen would fail. That player is out for the rest of the game. Perhaps out for the rest of his career. I don't know if he might keep niggling injury. 2-die block. Gets the push on Sir Wallace Widowmaker. He is now on the right sideline. Thanes will probably end their upcoming turn with a dodge attempt by number 16. Offensive line breaking down here for the Thanes. 1-die block is a skull on the line, re-rolls it. The Darlings are going to use that Nuffle gift of a re-roll to re-roll into an effectively a both standing result. There's a push result on a push column. He stood firm and he'll stay put. .33 seconds left in turn 10. The Darlings are trying to figure out how thin is too thin on this defense. Probably feeling pretty good about his marks. Takes a mark with Kevin Bacon on Long John Jingle's song. To get the 2-die block, he'll get the POW. Looking for a 9 or higher. The pressure is on. Turn 11 now for the Thanes. What a game this has been so far. 6 turns left for the Thanes to try to get on the board. But now they need to figure out how they're going to keep this ball safe as they move forward. He is going to start the turn with a 1-die block by Sir Wallace Widowmaker. Whew. Wow, got the push. Does this suggest he's moving right? No, no way. No way. This offense has been picked apart. He's got to try to regroup somehow. 2-die block into a POW, and Queso Bill breaks armor. Gets a stun. Can he leverage that stun to his advantage? 2-die blitz by the Trow against the Soys of Rogers. He'll push and not follow up. GFI has to get the assist on Wyatt Burp. That is a good stun. I think he takes the dodge. Well, he's got to move the ball carrier, and I think he must take the dodge with Thane Robert the First. Oh, no, I guess I'll keep him there to try to tie up one of these players now. Oh, scary stuff. He took the one die with Thane Roberts the First. That, you know what? It worked out. Wow. We still might see the Blitz by Butch Casserole, though. But if it's the Blitz by Butch Casserole, then it won't be the Blitz on the Ghoul. 2-die block on Long John Jingle's Song results in a knockdown over on the right side of the line. 2-die block on Sir Wallace Widowmaker in the right wide zone results in a knockdown. Dinnerbell Darlings. Defense is looking a little thin here, and so Kevin Bacon shuffles back into the safety position, perhaps even a linebacker position. Let's call that a safety. Here's the Surf Blitz attempt. He's got it. Well done. Two-man player advantage now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Had to move Kevin Bacon back because of this movement here. A little over a minute to play for the Darlings here. Trying to decide what to do with the Troll Slayer. Do they move him back? Do they move him forward to mark the ball carrier? They're going to move him back. I think that's a wise decision. Well done. Good positioning here by Doug the Minotaur. So he's eating up tackle zones here. He's eating up tackle zones here. He's got that covered. Takes a mark by the trowel against Kevin Bacon. Gets the assist for the... Well, he doesn't need the assist. He might be blitzing. He might be blitzing with Furbolg. Yes, indeed he is. 2-die blitz gets the knockdown. He'll push him towards the left sideline. He'll follow up for sure. Probably pull this in a little tighter, or he might try to mark Butch Casserole. If he marks Butch Casserole, he'll get a 2-die against him. No, he's going to mark the Coleslaw instead. Fair enough. And now Richard the Foulheart can advance. I don't want to say in relative safety, but as safe as it can be. Hank the Ranger says, is that zombie in scoring position? No, he is not. No, he's not. He's just outside. Oh no! He tried to dodge past the Coleslaw. Failed the dodge, and now the ball is loose. I don't know if the dodge was necessary, but he felt it was. Had the dodge skill, got a free reroll out of it, rolled a 1 into a 2. Thankfully, that ghoul is still on the pitch. Everybody's marked, so he might get another shot at the ball here. We'll see what Doug the Minotaur can do. All things being equal, that ghoul's going to lose half of its movement allowance rounded down. So he's going to lose, he's at 7, he'll lose 3 MA. let me rephrase. He's going to lose 3 MA, so it's about half of his movement allowance. It costs 3 to stand up, so it's going to bring him to 4, so he can pick up the ball and then GFI to score. Yeah, he's got a GFI here. Takes a mark on the ghoul. Takes a mark on the trowel. He's going to blitz the trowel to knock him down. And then try to get on this ball. He has sure hands. Good pickup by Kevin Bacon. Remember, Kevin Bacon has a strength of 4 as well. Very tough ball carrier to knock down. Hank the Ranger says, is that bribe still around? If so, let's see some fouls. It is. That bribe is, in fact, still around. And now the Darlings in possession of the ball. They've got to move to score. But so far, with the marks they have, they might be feeling in pretty good shape. They're trying to figure out where Kevin Bacon's going to end his movement. He's going to end his movement next to his teammate, General So, on his own 14-yard line, dead center on the pitch. 2-die Dauntless block against Fur Bulg is going to be double skulls. He re-rolls this into a POW. The Darlings down to 1 re-roll for the game. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a knockdown on Long John Jinglesong. And that'll be the turn. 4th quarter begins here. The Thanes, they were on offense. After a failed dodge, they lost possession of the ball. And now they have to find a way to recover. Starts off with a 2-die blitz with Remtut III to take a mark on Kevin Bacon. Dinnerbell Darlings, their record this season is 19-0-1. They've only lost 1 game, and that was the Chaos Cup Championship. They have not drawn a single game all competition. Dinnerbell Darlings, the Chaos Cup runners up. And, of course, Spike Magazine Trophy champions. Failed dodge. That's going to be a turnover. Boot Polish says, I gave him 2 of those wins. 19-0-1. That is a 95% win record. Scored 35 touchdowns this season. He's only given up 7. Tonight marks 8. Good GFI by the Sunday Kid. He's trying to get the block on Ramtut. Here it is. 2-die block. He got the POW he was looking for. 2-die blitz, I should say. He wants to move Kevin Bacon. He'll move Kevin Bacon down to the right side of the pitch and feel he's going to move him to center pitch. He feels safer at center pitch. That is fair enough. Everybody's marked. Under a minute to play in turn 13 for the Darlings. Under 30 seconds to play now. The Darlings trying to figure out what to do with the rest of their team. I don't know, man. I'd feel pretty good about these marks. He decided to dodge number 7 away. Failed the dodge. Not going to spend the reroll. That'll be it. We're down to 3 turns in this game. Turn 14, back to the Thanes. Can they recover this ball and try to win? 2-die block on Furbolg by the Coleslaw. Or the other way around, I'm sorry. By Furbolg on the Coleslaw. Gets a push out of it. 2-die block with the trowel. The other Flesh Golem gets a pow on the biggest Ragu. Two-die blitz, got the pow on Kevin Bacon. SP Beaver said we needed a hero, and here is the hero. Ramtut the third's going to get the knockdown here. Where's the ball going to scatter? He doesn't really have anybody to recover the ball. He's hoping to break armor. He did, and he injured Kevin Bacon. What's it going to be? Oh, 1 point of MA. He's going to use the Oppo here. What does the Oppo do? He's going to end up with a damaged back instead. Kevin Bacon removed from the pitch. What a removal. Wow. SP Beaver, thank you for the bits. Went in for the pickup by the Ghoul. Failed the pickup, spent a reroll. He rolled Snake Eyes on that pickup. That's unfortunate. Boy, this is coming down to the wire. SP Beaver says, that Titanic flute sounds a bit happier this time. He's going to try to blitz down Richard the Foulheart here. 2-die block. That'll work out through the block skill. Can he take him off the pitch? He cannot. He has lost Kevin Bacon. I don't think he can score. Can he score? Where's his other runner? Is this him? General So with an MA of 5 has picked up the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He can score still. Yeah, there's the GFI. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 GFIs to score currently. Holy moly. Turn 15 for the Thanes. Wow. What a fight this has been. 1 reroll for each team. Ramtut the third is going to get the knockdown on the Sunday Kid. He'll follow up absolutely. Absolutely. Can he make the odds any better on a blitz on General So? Tried to GFI. He's got to spend the reroll here. He's got to keep this drive alive. Spends the blitz on the soyest of Rogers. So I'm going to push. This is going to allow him to free up Long John Jingle's Song to take a mark on General So on one side. He'll try to take a mark with Richard the Foulheart on the other side. I think he needs to stand up Mary first. It's going to be a dodge, but he does have the dodge skill. Takes a 2-die block first on the Coleslaw. He's going to get the knockdown here. I think that's it for blocks, unless he's going to risk the trowel block. Oh, he is. 2-die block. Gets the gets the knockdown. Oh, me, oh my. Yeah, good mark. Good mark. He doesn't want to go straight back and give the oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So he's going to keep Richard the Foulheart on defense here. This means the blitz is almost certainly happening on Long John Jingle Song by Wyatt Burp. One die block. Didn't work out. That'll be a turnover. I wouldn't have taken that block. I would have left the marks. Turn 15 now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. I think it's got to be a Wyatt Burp Blitz. Yeah, here's the Wyatt Burp Blitz. 2-die Blitz! He's going to get the knockdown on Long John Jingle's song. Oh, he didn't follow up. He's not going to mark the ghoul. Oh, he is going to mark the ghoul. He wanted to mark him in a different position. I think that's good play. And now General So's got to move. He's got to move. He's got to move the full distance. Well, he doesn't have to move the full... Yeah, he does have to move the full distance. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got to move at least the full distance. There he goes. GFI now or later. That's 1. That's 2. Those are the GFIs he needs. He's now in scoring range with a natural MA of 5. And now he's got Butch Casserole. Butch Casserole can't get into position except to prevent... Yeah, it's all going to come down to Richard the Foulheart. And he's going to try to stop Richard the Foulheart, if at all possible. So that's... If he tries to avoid going through here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 2 GFIs on General So, but then he's... I was going to say then he's not scoring, but he's not scoring anyway. So now he's just trying to play for the draw here. Gets a push on Sir Wallace Widowmaker. Oh boy, that's it. Turn 16. It all comes down to Richard the Foulheart. What you gonna do? Oh! 3-die Blitz. Gets the POW on Wyatt Burp. Breaks armor. Takes a mark on Meal Deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can't get in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he can get in front, but he's got some dodges to make if he wants to get in front. Oh, man. Coming down to the wire here. Doug the Minotaur in scoring range. Took the dodges, so he'll take the mark in front of General So. Hank the Ranger says, regardless of result, great game. Absolutely great game. One of the best we've seen. Failed dodge by number 16. Dinnerbell Darlings with a reroll. It's the final turn of the game. Can they get into the end zone? They have a 1-die block with the block skill against Richard the Foulheart. Here it is. 1-die block. Got the POW he was looking for. And that'll be the game. Dinnerbell Darlings are going to take this one 2-1 in the final turn. Very well played. Unbelievable TD. Very, very well done. Ah, unreal. Unreal. Wow, 2-1. The Dinnerbell Darlings are going to take this one in a grueling match. Absolutely fantastic match. Super, super fun to watch. I am glad this got on stream. I loved this game. Meal Deal, the MVP for this evening. He will be very close to leveling up, as will Fox, the injured zombie. Dinnerbell Darlings dominated ball possession. They tend to as dwarfs. But SPP for the evening, the Blood Isle Veins earned all 13 SPP they're picking up this evening. The Dinnerbell Darlings also earning 13 SPP for the evening. And as you can see, the Dinnerbell Darlings are back in first place in Division A, 3-0-0. The Blood Isle Thanes. Wow, they gave them a run for their money. I tell you, what an absolutely fantastic game this was. All right, and with that, I think we're just going to get right into our second match here.